If you're a man over 60, this is something you truly need to pay attention to. The fruit you reach for in the morning, the one you've always trusted as a healthy choice, may actually be quietly destroying your erections. Day after day, without any obvious warning signs, you could believe you're doing your body a favor, when in reality something harmful is unfolding inside you. Blood circulation is declining, testosterone levels are dropping, and your ability to perform as a man is slowly fading, often without you understanding the real reason why. I've worked with countless men who have rebuilt their sexual health naturally, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to reclaim what aging and bad information have taken from you. Because what I'm about to share goes far beyond fruit. This is about truth. The truth behind 7 specific fruits you should avoid in the morning if you want to safeguard your erections, your vitality, and your confidence. Chances are, no one ever warned you about these fruits. Most men genuinely believe they're helping themselves. But science tells a very different story, and once you see what's really happening inside your body, your breakfast will never look the same again. Stay with me, because the 5th fruit on this list is in almost every home, and it's causing far more damage than you'd ever expect. Let's uncover what's really on your plate and how to reclaim the strength you were meant to have. Before we get started, if protecting your manhood matters to you and you want honest, straightforward health guidance made specifically for men over 60, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I share information that can completely change how you age and how you perform, and if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 so I can make future videos even more useful. Now let's dive in. The first fruit you need to be cautious with, especially if you're over 60 and serious about rebuilding strong, dependable erections, is likely sitting on your kitchen counter right now. It's fast, easy, and has been promoted as healthy for generations. But when it comes to your sexual health, it may be working against you. I'm talking about bananas, particularly overripe ones. Fruit number 1, bananas, especially when they're overripe. I'll be upfront. This one surprised me. For most of my life, I believed bananas were an ideal breakfast food. They're convenient, portable, and known for potassium. What I didn't realize, and what many men over 60 still don't know, is that bananas, especially soft spotted ones, can quietly sabotage your ability to get and maintain an erection. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. As bananas ripen, their sugar levels rise significantly. That sweet, mushy banana you toss into your cereal or smoothie delivers a rush of fast-digesting sugar into your bloodstream. When that happens first thing in the morning, insulin spikes sharply. For older men, this is dangerous territory. Insulin acts like a hormonal enforcer. It suppresses testosterone, interferes with nitric oxide production, and inflames the blood vessels your penis depends on for firmness. You may think you're energizing your body, but you're actually starving your sexual performance. The scariest part is that the damage is subtle. It doesn't happen overnight. One day you wake up less firm than usual. Then it happens again. Eventually, you chalk it up to aging. But it's not age, it's your breakfast. If you truly enjoy bananas, never eat them by themselves and never on an empty stomach. Have them later in the day and always pair them with protein or healthy fats to blunt the sugar impact. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for hormonal disruption your body can no longer easily correct. If bananas caught you off guard, the next fruit may shock you even more. It's small, sweet, and seems harmless. But it's one of the biggest offenders when it comes to silently draining blood flow from your manhood. If this is already opening your eyes, type 1 in the comments so I know you're still with me. Let's move on to fruit number 2. Fruit 2, grapes. Grapes were once a go-to snack for me. I'd grab a handful straight from the fridge, convinced I was making a smart, health-conscious choice. I never questioned it for years, but what I eventually discovered, both professionally and personally as a man in my 60s, completely changed how I view those little bites. Here's the reality. Grapes are loaded with natural sugar relative to their size. They're small, but highly concentrated. Because they're mostly water and sugar, they digest extremely quickly. When eaten first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, they surge into your bloodstream and spike blood sugar within minutes. That spike triggers insulin to rush in. For men our age, that insulin surge doesn't just regulate sugar, it suppresses testosterone and constricts blood vessels that supply erections. Over time, repeating this cycle every morning gradually erodes sexual strength. You may not notice right away, but eventually you wonder why your confidence feels lower, why morning erections fade, and why your body doesn't respond the same way anymore. The answer may be sitting right there in your fruit bowl. If you still enjoy grapes, never eat them in the morning. Save them for later in the day, ideally after a protein-rich meal so your blood sugar stays stable and your performance doesn't pay the price. But don't leave yet, because the next fruit is something millions of men drink every single morning believing it's healthy, when in reality it's one of the biggest hidden threats to erection quality, and it's probably already in your fridge. Fruit 3. Orange juice. There was a time when starting the day with a glass of orange juice felt like the gold standard of health. It seemed refreshing, energizing, and packed with vitamin C. I believed in it for years, but that habit was quietly working against me. If you're a man over 60 still drinking orange juice with breakfast, here's what you need to understand. Orange juice isn't fruit, it's liquid sugar. One glass can contain as much sugar as a soda. When you drink it on an empty stomach, there's no fiber, fat, or protein to slow absorption. The sugar hits immediately. Blood sugar spikes and insulin floods your system. That insulin surge shuts down testosterone production and narrows blood vessels, including those responsible for erections. Over time, this so-called healthy habit becomes a daily assault on your sexual function. You might feel energized briefly, but the crash comes later, followed by declining motivation, weaker arousal, and the false belief that aging is to blame. If you want citrus in the morning, eat a whole orange instead. The fiber slows sugar absorption, or better yet, start your day with water and save fruit for after a balanced meal. Next up is a fruit many men believe actually improves erections, and while there's some truth to that, eaten the wrong way it can quietly sabotage your performance. Fruit 4. Watermelon, when consumed excessively. Like many men, I once thought watermelon was a sexual health superfood because of its citrulline content. I'd eat large portions, convinced I was boosting blood flow. What I didn't realize is that watermelon is over 90% water but still high in sugar with a significant glycemic load. When eaten on an empty stomach, especially in large amounts, it rapidly spikes blood sugar. That triggers insulin, suppresses testosterone, and disrupts nitric oxide, the exact opposite of what you want. Because it digests so quickly, it doesn't keep you full, leading to energy crashes and sugar cravings later in the day. Over time, this cycle drains energy, confidence, and sexual function. If you enjoy watermelon, eat it sparingly and never in the morning. Have small portions after a protein-based meal when your body can handle it better. If watermelon surprised you, the next fruit may be even more dangerous. It's sweet, tropical, and wildly popular. Fruit 5. Mangoes. Mangoes were one of my favorites. Juicy, nostalgic, and satisfying. For years, I ate them in the morning without hesitation. What I didn't realize was how damaging they could be for hormones and circulation. Mangoes are extremely high in fructose, which goes straight to the liver. After 60, when insulin sensitivity declines, excess fructose contributes to fatty liver, which directly lowers testosterone. Blood sugar spikes follow, insulin rises, and erection-supporting hormones and blood flow suffer. Mangoes digest quickly, leaving you hungry and tired soon after. If you love mangoes, treat them like dessert. Eat small amounts after lunch with protein, never alone and never in the morning. Next is a fruit many men associate with digestion and vitality. Fruit 6. Pineapple. Pineapple looks healthy and feels refreshing, which makes it deceptive. 1 cup delivers over 16 grams of sugar with little fiber. When eaten alone in the morning, blood sugar spikes quickly, insulin surges, inflammation increases, and nitric oxide production drops. For older men, this response is stronger and more damaging. Over time, desire fades, response weakens, and most men never connect it back to pineapple. Enjoy it only after meals and never as a breakfast staple. The final fruit may shock you most because it's marketed as a clean snack. Fruit 7. Dried fruit, raisins, dates, apricots. These fooled me for years. Once dehydrated, fruit becomes concentrated sugar with minimal fiber. Your body processes it like candy, especially in the morning. Insulin spikes, inflammation rises, testosterone drops, and blood flow tightens. If your morning erections are weaker, this could be a hidden cause. If you eat dried fruit at all, keep portions small and always pair it with protein and fat after a meal. Now, here's what you need to do today. I know this may feel overwhelming. I've been there. I believed I was eating clean while my energy and performance slowly faded. Once I saw the pattern in myself and my patients, the truth became clear. These breakfast fruits were silently eroding erection quality. The solution isn't drastic change overnight. Start by removing these 7 fruits from breakfast. Replace them with foods that stabilize blood sugar and support blood flow: eggs, avocado, unsweetened Greek yogurt, berries in moderation. Drink water, not juice. Listen to your body. Changes can happen faster than you expect. Let's wrap this up. If you've stayed with me, thank you for caring enough to question what you've been told. These 7 fruits, bananas, grapes, orange juice, watermelon, mangoes, pineapple, and dried fruit, don't come with warning labels. But after 60, sugar affects you differently. What looks harmless can quietly damage hormones and blood flow. This isn't about fear, it's about control. You're not broken, you've just been misinformed. Make a different choice tomorrow morning. Choose nourishment over sugar. Energy returns, focus improves, and erections follow, and this is only the beginning. There are foods and fruits that actively rebuild performance, and I'll be sharing those next. Your vitality and manhood are worth reclaiming, one morning at a time.